The hit new series Snowpiercer is creating a lot of buzz. The show is set 7 years after the world has become a frozen wasteland, and the remnants of humanity inhabit a moving train that circles the globe and never stops. The themes are class warfare, social injustice, and the politics of survival. So stay tuned and don't go away, because we're revealing Snowpiercer Season 4 details, plus what you can expect. First up, when can we expect Season 4? Let's take a look. Season 4 of Snowpiercer has officially been confirmed by the American network TNT. However, no release date has been announced. So we definitely know it's coming, we just don't know when. Previous seasons have debuted usually between January and May, so you can probably expect Season 4 to arrive around that time in 2023. We've also learned that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Helstrom showrunner Paul Zbyszewski will be replacing Graeme Manson and Aubrey Nealon for Seasons 3 and 4. In a recent interview, Zbyszewski said, "I'm so grateful to everyone at TNT and Tomorrow Studios for letting me join the riveting world of Snowpiercer that Graeme and Aubrey have so beautifully crafted and built. We have an exciting 4th season planned, and I can't wait to be on set with such an incredible cast and crew as we continue to explore new worlds, create new mysteries, and develop character relationships." Snowpiercer's cast has definitely shrunk a bit, but there are a few cast members that are essentially guaranteed to be back, such as Jennifer Connelly, Daveed Diggs, Alison Wright, Rowan Blanchard, Iddo Goldberg, Lena Hall, Mickey Sumner, Sam Otto, Sheila Vand, Mike O'Malley, Roberto Urbina, and Jaylin Fletcher. Next up, what happened at the end of Season 3? You're about to find out. In the Season 3 finale episode, there was only one major death. It happened when LJ Folger choked on her late father's artificial eye. Hence, actor Annalise Basso won't be returning next year. But many fans are wondering about Mr. Wilford. Right now, it's unclear whether Sean Bean, who plays Mr. Wilford, will be back following the events of Season 3. Snowpiercer has already added 2 new cast members to Season 4, Clark Gregg and Michael Aronoff. For a show set in only one location, Snowpiercer continually surprises fans with all new twists that change everything we know about the show. In the final episode, the train, which is 1,029 cars long, was split between the passengers who wanted to stay with Melanie and those who wanted to follow Andre for a fresh start in New Eden. Instead of starting another war, the passengers opted for choosing their own future, and now fans are hopeful, which is not something you see often with an apocalyptic show. The final episode ends with a forward time jump 3 months later, and Melanie sees a missile launch from an unknown point on the horizon. Talk about a cliffhanger! Fans are going crazy trying to figure out who's behind the launch. Up next, where did the mysterious launch come from? Let's find out. It's hard to say, but some fans suspect that it may have come from Big Alice, which should probably be in New Eden by now. But on the other hand, that doesn't seem plausible because Andre's group should be much further away by that point. Other fans suspect that the missile was sent from a new, unknown location where more survivors live, and this appears to be the strongest theory so far. Many fans are wondering if Mr. Wilford is somehow involved in the launch, while others aren't even sure what the missile is for, and some suspect that it could even be some sort of beacon. It could also be another attempt to warm the Earth up from the atmosphere. Season 3 of Snowpiercer was a huge success, and it saw the return of Melanie Cavill, played by Jennifer Connelly, who many thought had died at the end of Season 2. But in another incredible twist, Melanie turned on Andre Layton, played by Daveed Diggs, when she sabotaged his plan to bring the train to New Eden in the Horn of Africa. Melanie wanted to do this because she thinks it's one of the only remaining warm climate locations left on the Earth. If you recall, Season 3 of Snowpiercer began when Layton and his inner circle returned to the super train after stealing the engine and disappearing for 6 months. Layton took control of Snowpiercer from Mr. Wilford, but then lied to the passengers, telling them he's been to New Eden and that a survivor they found came from the Horn of Africa. Layton's power was challenged by an old enemy Melanie, known as Pike, played by actor Stephen Ogg, who knew that Andre lied about New Eden. Leighton killed Pike, but then he fell into a deep coma. When he woke, he realized that he made New Eden up, and Mr. Wilford figured out that Melanie was still alive. So Snowpiercer began a rescue mission to bring her back aboard the train. After all, Melanie is their best head engineer. Ultimately, Melanie decided that her daughter's safety is of the utmost importance, and she informed the public that Leighton's New Eden plan was far too dangerous and a lie. Melanie subsequently took control of the train, and she set up another conflict between herself, Leighton, and Mr. Wilford. Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're giving you all of the Snowpiercer details that you need to know so that you're ready for Season 4. Next up, has Snowpiercer run out of villains for Season 4? You're about to find out. Snowpiercer is entering a new era after it shockingly killed off all of its villains, including Mr. Wilford. Many fans are wondering if there will be new villains when Season 4 arrives, although Melanie is now viewed as the main protagonist or hero. If you look back to Season 1, it's clear that she's very much the antagonist, or main villain, if you will, even though LJ Folger was a serial killer whose murders caused Cavill to promote Leighton from the tail and make him the official trained detective. Fortunately for Melanie, she and Leighton found a common enemy in Mr. Wilford, who brought some bad apples with him on his train, Big Alice. We also saw Miss Audrey become a traitor to Wilford's lover. Mr. Wilford retained his crown as the main villain for some time after he arrived and seized control of the train from Leighton. He also left Melanie to die outside the train. Wilford was a skilled manipulator, and once aboard Snowpiercer, he turned some of the passengers into his friends and confidants. At this point, Leighton was still struggling to deal with Pike, his own enemy from the tail. And when it comes to villains in the show, they always manage to redeem themselves somehow. Up next, is redemption a recurring theme in Snowpiercer? Let's take a look. Did anyone else notice that Season 3 of Snowpiercer had fewer major deaths than the previous seasons? With that said, Season 3 did kill off two other important bad guys, Kevin McMahon and Pike. Fans were under the impression that Kevin was dead, but received a shock when he reappeared in Season 2 to serve as Mr. Wilford's shady, power-hungry sidekick. It's ironic that Kevin was killed by LJ Folger, who stabbed him in the neck when Leighton and his resistance took control of the train. Pike would ultimately turn on Leighton after suspecting him of lying about New Eden, but Leighton finally killed him according to the rules of the tale. So back to our original question, is redemption a recurring theme in the show? Absolutely, without a doubt. Snowpiercer has redeemed many characters who have done terrible things. They always end up evolving into better versions of their former selves. Case in point, take for instance the character of Ruth Wardell, played by actor Alison Wright. Ruth transformed herself into the protector of the train's passengers at any cost. And Miss Audrey turned on Snowpiercer to resume her previous life as Mr. Wilford's lover. Audrey ended up hitting rock bottom, but not before falling in love with Bess Till, who helped her become the healer of the night car. Because the passengers split between Snowpiercer and New Eden, all of their old enemies are gone, so writers are likely working on creating a string of new villains as we speak. The new villains of Season 4 could even be the new cast members Clark Gregg or Michael Aronoff. Gregg and Aronoff might even be responsible for the mysterious missile launch in the Season 3 finale episode. Mr. Wilford could also make a return in Season 4, and if it happens, fans are going to be very pleased to see their favorite villain again. And of course, Sean Bean is just an awesome actor, so it's always great having him around. Finally, how did Graeme Manson and Aubrey Neal feel about their experience executive producing Snowpiercer? According to a joint statement released by Manson and Nealon after the airing of the Season 3 finale episode, both had this to say: "We've been blessed with an abundance of riches in building the world of Snowpiercer, from the incredible cast and crew to the loyal fan base and the building blocks afforded from the film and graphic novel. Tonight's finale is the culmination of several storylines, with unexpected twists and turns around every corner, and leading to an exciting fourth season with Paul's vision and creative storytelling continuing the incredible show momentum. With Zbyszewski now at the helm, he'll definitely bring his creative expertise to bear and help take Snowpiercer to a higher level." That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching.